Well, hello and good morning or good afternoon or good evening or good night, depending on what time you're watching this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rooted in Progress.
Welcome. Happy Thursday, Deanne.
It is Thursday. As of this live taping, it is Thursday. We're your hosts, Deanne King, Terrence Middlebrooks. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I think last week, if those that tuned in, I kind of scratched my head and said, Happy Monday. And of course, you were quickly to correct me. And I was like, no, it's just the fact that a lot of Thursdays feels like a Monday. And again, here we are this morning. Today feels like a Monday. We've had some little glitches starting the show. And I'm going to need you to straighten your face out, homie.
I'm confused on how a Thursday feels like a Monday. We went through the whole week.
It's just a Monday. It feels like a Monday.
We have gone through the entire week.
It feels like an absolute Monday. And it's always come Thursdays where you're trying to relax and get ready for the weekend. And then bam, Thursday morning hit you in the face.
Okay. Well, all of our live listeners, I'd love for y'all to give feedback on Terrence's hat today. For those who are only listening, Terrence has on like a fedora hat. I guess he was really feeling himself today. So yeah, we have an episode today.
Listen, okay, let's just keep it moving.
So I know some folks who are listening right now. We talked about Dr. Yusuf Salam, who was joining us. Yes. We're going to bring in the famous Rod Carter, who is here in town for the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, their conclave, their conference. Rod.
Well, and there is
it's like you're right back at WFLA.
There is a tie to Rod and Dr. Yusuf and the Phi Beta Sigma Conclave.
You're correct. I was getting there.
We just switched gears.
You're right. I introduced Rod so Rod can help explain what happened to Dr. Yusuf.
So we're gonna put it on you. We're gonna put it on you, Rod.
Go ahead, Rod. Tell the folks where he at.
All right. First of all, hey everybody. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Thursday, Monday. It's a great day. It's a great day to be a Thursday, Monday. Dr. Yusuf Salam is actually in a panel discussion, and he's a panelist. And unfortunately, I think it must have gone long because he was supposed to be here. We're hoping, praying, fingers crossed, prayers up, that we can get him in before the end of the episode. But I'm texting constantly, trying to get him to slide in here as soon as we can. But he has such an amazing story to tell. Being one of the exonerated five, and just how his life changed from that moment, how he moved his life forward. He's now, I think, an alderman or a city councilman, whatever they call that name in New York. And so he's doing some amazing things. And as you would well imagine, if he's here, there are a lot of brothers who want to actually have a conversation with him. So it's probably because that session has gone longer than it needed to.
It's a lot to talk about.
Or I shouldn't say needed to, longer than it probably was scheduled to.
Yeah.
That he's been kind of tied up. But I apologize for that. I've been working behind this Monday scenes trying to get it.
You have, and we're grateful for you and for working on that. The hope, again, all of those listening, especially live right now, that we will have Dr. Yusuf on a little bit later. And if he does, I cannot wait to talk to him as well and hear more about his story, because I'm sure back in 1989, when he was in prison, I don't think he probably thought he would be where he is today. So I could only imagine the stories he has to share. Let's talk about you, Rod. You're back in Tampa. We're so happy to have you back. But you're here because of Conclave. So explain what Conclave is for the folks who don't know.
Yeah, Conclave is Phi Beta Sigma's biennial meeting. So every 2 years it's essentially a 4-day business meeting is what it is, to handle the business of the fraternity. We do elections, anything that needs to go before the larger body of men who are a part of this great organization. We come together and we have a lot of meetings. We talk, we do all kinds of fun stuff. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of partying that goes on as well, because, it's a brotherhood and people want to see each other, get to know each other, and reacquaint themselves with each other. The video you're looking at right now, that just a brief moment that flashed by, was one of the things that we also do whenever we go to a city. We do community service projects. So we've had some great community service projects. That particular piece of video is at Metropolitan Ministries. And I know a lot of our people who are viewers and listeners here understand the importance of what Metropolitan Ministries does for people in the community here in Tampa Bay. We also went to Feeding Tampa Bay and did some great work there. Next Star Nation does this thing every year in June called Day of Giving. And so one of the places that we go to a lot actually is Feeding Tampa Bay. And that's to separate food so that we can do food boxes for people in need. We know that, a lot of people are food insecure. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have food, but they don't know where the next meal is coming from. So organizations like Feeding Tampa Bay and Metropolitan Ministries and that sort of thing are extremely important in making sure that the community is fed physically and mentally. And then the other place we went to was the Skills Center, which I remember working in this market when Celeste Roberts and her husband started the Skills Center and got that program going. And to see where they have come from then to now is just absolutely phenomenal. So we had hundreds of young people in there learning a bunch of different things and getting skills that they need to deal with everyday life. And one of the other community service things that we did was their CPR training.
Cool.
So that's been going on throughout the entire week. There's, I think, a session this afternoon just to give people life-saving skills.
I love that.
So, Rod, let me ask you this. How long have you been part of the organization?
August 22nd will be 34 years.
Wow.
So I've been a part of this organization before Deanne was thought
of. Why you didn't say me, Rod?
Because you were here.
Before she was like, well, I'm just saying. I know Deanne. I know Deanne's age.
Yeah, he does. And I think it's interesting for people who don't know anything about Greek life. And I know that there's I don't even want to say a misconception, right? Because I feel like to be in the Divine Nine, to be in a Black Greek organization, it's just different. Where some people will be like, oh, I was a XYZ LMNOP, whereas this is like a lifelong thing that we do, and we have chapters where we're still active. So kind of explain what the Divine Nine is, and how we remain active, and how there's really an expectation, whether it's a sorority or a fraternity, to have service for life.
Yeah, and I think that's the one common thread that runs through all of the organizations, no matter how different they are. There are 9 Black Greek letter fraternities and sororities, and all of them are very different and very similar in one way, that we all believe in community service. We do projects individually, and we also do them all together. But you're right. One of the biggest things that I always get from people who may not be familiar with it is like, wow, you're still active after school. And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, that's how it works for us. There are brothers here. I know one who's like 94, and there may be even an older brother. That brother I know, he's not 93 or 94 because he's from my chapter, and in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then there are, collegiates here. So you start at an age, and it's like any other organization. Folks will get involved, and it's like church. Sometimes you go. Sometimes you like, not today, Lord. I can deal with the saints.
Amen.
So,
amen.
You get amen. Can I get amen? So people get active, and it's a lifelong commitment. So when I tell people I'm going to my fraternity conference or being a part of it, they're like, oh, wow. Still now. Wow. Yeah. But we have graduate chapters. We have undergraduate chapters. Some people become members in the graduate chapter. So they're already out of school. So it's really about community service. It's about camaraderie. It's about building the community as a whole. And so we have a number of different organizations. Last night we had a great event too, which was our opening ceremony. So that's the official, hey, everybody, you're welcome. It's a public event, because the rest of the stuff is like a lot of meetings during the day. So we had members of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Alpha Phi Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, everybody. And of course, we had the lovely ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, which is our sister sorority. So everybody came, and it was a really good time. They presented some awards and image awards to folks, and everybody presents gifts. Like, I would never, ever run for president of any of
Sigma
of anything if I can help.
I mean, as much as I've seen you on TV this week in your blue and white, you could fool me.
What? I know my lane. My lane is publicity, so I'm like, I can do this. I'll be second vice, but I've never really aspired to be the head of all of that stuff, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
I appreciate what they do, but like, I'm in another journalism organization, and I'm the secretary, and I'm like, I'm tired just taking notes. So I can imagine if you're the president. So you have, but it takes a calling. It takes a
Yes.
calling. But all of the presidents, the international presidents of all of the organizations were here to bring greetings. And I always find that to be like such a fun part of the opening ceremony,
Yeah.
because everybody represents their organization and we all come together, during that one time. So it's fun.
Yeah. So what made you decide to go, or made you join the Phi Beta Sigma chapter? Or
You want the truth?
fraternity?
The truth is, I looked at almost every organization out there.
Yeah.
But not because of like what I wanted to do, because people said, you should be so my uncle is an alpha. So my freshman year, I'm like, oh, well, I gotta be an alpha because my uncle's an alpha.
Yeah.
My aunt's an AKA. So I went to an interest meeting, and nothing against the alphas, but it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was fine. It just wasn't. I didn't feel it. So then I went to another organization's meeting, and I was like, I don't know. And I hadn't even, to be honest with you, Ridley hadn't even heard of the Sigmas because they weren't very popular in the South. They were really popular in the North. Don't make that face, Deanne, because I know exactly where you sit. And I would drive over there when we get finished and snatch you up.
No shade.
Oh no, all shade. I see that face like, but I didn't. I mean, I'm just being honest. I didn't. I when I saw a flyer, I was like, oh, I should like go check them out because I'd never heard of them before. And honestly, I walked in and I felt at home. Like I felt welcome.
Yeah.
And it's almost like when you join a church. You go to a church and you're like, this is nice. And then you go to another, you're like, oh yeah. So I felt it. And so from that point on, now I'll be honest with you, because I'm nothing if not that. I joined and I was active, and then there were some years when it was lean, because in TV you don't make a whole lot of money when you start out. Right. So I was like, light bill. Right. Light bill. Let me get the light bill.
Exactly.
This blue look nice, but it don't look good in the dark.
Right.
So,
right.
There was a few years where I wasn't active just because I couldn't really afford to be. And then once I got back into it, I felt like I'd been missing time. So I stayed, and I'm a life member, and I'm like, I'm here. So I do what I can where I can.
Good for you. Nice. I think as a member, I'm an AKA, for those who don't know, a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And it's interesting to hear your story, because when I hear those stories of people who like genuinely don't know, I'm always curious on like how they made their decision. Some people like, not you, Rod, but some people don't tell the full truth and be like, oh, I ain't make it here, so I went here. Like, and that is that is actually a lot of people's reality. But I think that also, it's an ugly side of it, but it's real. Like that's what happens. But like for me, it was different. I was like the opposite of you. AKA was ingrained in my life. Like I technically went to college and didn't see anything else, like at all. And I don't think, I give props to my mom and my sister, who are both women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, because it wasn't like if you do something else, we will disown you, or we won't support you or love you. It was just that I think they beautifully and gracefully showed me this organization where I fell in love with it, even while still technically being exposed to all of the other organizations. Like I was one of them little kids in the back of the opening ceremonies, in the back of all of the workshops and all of that, at the regional conferences, at the Blaze, at the leadership conferences, and all of those things. So I was exposed to just Greek life in general at a very young age. And it was very clear there was one option.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because my aunt pledged AKA in like the 80s. Okay. So I was familiar with it. My mom is
Spring 80.
Spring, really?
Yeah.
At FAMU?
FSU. She's Zeta Omicron.
Like, my aunt was Spring 80 at FAMU, so they probably know each other.
Oh, they're fans. That's awesome.
Yeah. So for me, it was like, again, I say like Phi Beta Sigma was very popular, but it just wasn't as popular at FAMU. Right. And so it just, it worked out the way that it worked out. And I'll be honest with you, I'm glad I looked at all of them, because I would, what if I had, and no shade to any of them. They're all great. And I think all of the organizations do some amazing things, but this just felt home. So I went with my heart.
Well, and I know I'm not Greek, but I know most people that do pledge a fraternity or sorority is basically because of what you said, Deanne. your mom was an AKA, or perhaps your mom was a Delta, or your dad was a Q, your dad was a Kappa or Sigma. How do you feel about those who parents are one part of a fraternity and sorority, and then they go a different route? Is that like disowning? I mean, would you disown your child just about?
Let me tell you something. Let me be honest with you. My family is a mini Panhellenic council. So my mom is a Sigma Gamma Rho. My uncle is an Alpha. My aunt is an AKA. I'm a Sigma, and my niece is an AKA. So,
okay.
Now I think
y'all just missing some cues.
Well, your mom,
my other aunt wanted to be a Delta.
Your mom and your uncle, are they all siblings, or is this kind of
my aunt and then her husband?
Okay.
So my mom and her sister. My mom's a Sigma Gamma Rho. Her sister's an AKA.
Wow.
See, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
We have a little bit of everything. So we're.
Wow.
I mean, we literally, like, what was that movie with Steve Harvey? No, not Steve Harvey. It was like, separate. We like this, but together. That's how our family is. We can strike a mighty blow. Yeah. So
I don't think it would work in my family.
Well, for those people who are listening,
being honest?
For those people who are listening and don't quite understand what we're talking about, just imagine you having a favorite sports team, and your spouse has another sports team, and your kid grows up to be another, and perhaps not really saying they're all rivals, but you want everyone to be on the same team.
Everybody in your family went to Florida State, and then you decided to go to the University of Florida. My whole family, everybody who went to college, all of them didn't go, but everybody who went to college went to Florida A&M. Yeah. Except one cousin. And where do you think he went?
He went to Cookman?
Yes. And we were like, boy, what is wrong with you?
And I'm sure he hears it at all the family gatherings and all that, right?
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And then he played in the band, and I was like, are you crazy? What's wrong with you?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think, Terrence, to your point, it's one of those things, if I'm being honest with you, I think that it's twofold. Now, y'all know I keep it real, very real. I think a part of it has to do with your upbringing, right? And so I think and that's the thing. I like to think that my mom didn't force AKA on me because it was just so she embodied the organization. She was so involved. It was something that
you just felt.
You just
like I admired it. Like, I wanted to be just like, I want to grow up and be like my mom, or I want to grow up and be like my dad. Like, that was a part of me wanting to be like my mama when I grew up. And so I think that if your child goes another way, I'm kind of looking at the parent like, what happened? What went wrong?
You really question their parenthood?
Not
their
really,
parenting
not
style?
the parenting style.
Not
really even the parenting style, but more so like, were they
Department
active?
of Children's Services.
Were they active? How did they talk about the organization? Like, were they encouraging? Like, it just all the things. But I also love, and I do think that all parents should support their kids no matter who they 100%. Like, what they choose to pledge. Now, as for me and mine,
yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know. And
it's not gonna be like all or nothing. Just don't even worry about it.
You have those two nieces that will. I mean, I'm sure they're probably already.
Oh, Kimura, we have pictures
around.
of her with her pinkies up. Yeah. She knew Ski Wee probably before she said hello. Yeah. All
Lord
the things.
It's so funny though, because
like that child have her own identity.
My niece was the same way. Like, my mother was like, I'm not gonna talk to this child about Sigma Gamma Rho because I know what she want to do.
Exactly.
Because she was talking about it since she was a child, and I think that's how we are. It's like, you know what, whatever you want to do, I support you. So. Yeah, I was at FAMU when she had her probate show, and we took a little picture. I had my little Sigma shirt on. She had a little AKA stuff on. My brother's not in any fraternity at all, so he was there in a regular T-shirt. But we just all support each other. So.
Yeah, I think fraternity and sorority life, I think there's so many misconceptions too, in how people view sororities, fraternities.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a cult, or like, they are worshiping a false idol, and all these lies.
All these videos. I see these videos and they all this like, it's demonic, and I was like,
where
did they talking about? Because I know I do more praying than Sigma.
And honestly, and that's the thing. Like, they don't even do their research. Like, if you research AKA, our organization is founded under the gospel.
Right. It's like that. I think they come up with these things and it becomes a trend, and then everybody starts doing it.
Start sharing this one video, and then it just takes off. And
right.
I mean, anything could be an idol, your job, your spouse, your boyfriend, your music
that internet they're on,
the internet they're on, you know, the TikTok that they're sharing these videos on. You know?
Right.
So,
just wild.
Rod, let's talk about the coming to Tampa, being here in Tampa. How has it been? Why did you guys choose this city? You know, and you were here in Tampa for quite some time, so I'm sure you were pretty excited when you found out.
I'm really glad they did it. Yeah, it's it's interesting because everything that's gone on in the state of Florida, a lot of organizations were very hesitant about coming to the state, and one organization did cancel their event. They were supposed to be in Orlando. I will be honest with you, full transparency, I'm not involved in those intimate conversations about where they decide to go and what they decide to do, because, again, lanes, that ain't mine, so I think. But I will tell you that I think one of the things that we all said that we wanted to make sure was that, at least I say all the time, I'm from Florida, right? I grew up in Tallahassee. I'm from this state. And I hate that we would punish the entire state for something when the people of this city and the people of the state still need that kind of support. So I'm glad we were able to be here. And Tampa is always welcoming.
Yeah.
Now, this all kind of started maybe a decade ago, when they had the Divine Nine presidents or leaders of the Divine Nine come down to, I think it's called the Epicurean over in Hyde Park,
South Tampa, or something like that.
South Tampa, to do a cooking contest. And that was literally the first moment that the, Convention and Visitors Bureau was like, this is our first step. And since that time, that groundwork has been laid. And then organizations just started coming through. So we've hosted, I think Tampa, I say we, because, I act like I still live here. Seven of the nine organizations, hey, never say never. Never say never. Clearly, I like Channel 8 because I've been on here more this week than I've been on.
Well, after this weekly tour that you've been on,
I know, right?
Parading around here.
But no, and let me say too, I appreciate you guys very much for doing this and having these conversations that are so desperately needed, and just to enlighten people on what our culture is all about. So we appreciate that. But also, since I'm doing this kumbaya moment, I'll give you a slight update. So I thought he was in a plenary session, but he's actually on a city council call, and that's what's taking so long. So
Dr. Yusuf.
Yeah, Dr. Yusuf. I thought he was like, that's why he can't break away, because I was like, you could break away from a plenary, man. Come on.
Yeah.
But I understand duty calls.
Yeah, it's a work thing. So I apologize. I'm not sure that. I think y'all just gonna be stuck with me.
That's okay. If we were gonna get stuck with anybody, we would rather get stuck with the Rod Carter.
We love you. We
love y'all too,
appreciate it.
seriously, and I appreciate what you guys do with Rooted in Progress,
thanks.
and for the culture. I'm telling you, it makes me emotional because I worked there for so long, fighting the fight, trying to get stuff done too, and to be able to see those seeds, and pardon the pun on the rooted, but to see what was planted by so many people in front of me to get us to this point, it's just it's moving, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, thanks, Rod. This is like, me and Rod have these moments all the time.
We do.
Because it's one of those things. Even when I introduced, we have a new reporter, Victoria, who is here, who didn't know who Rod was. And I was to put into perspective, I'm like, he walked so I could run. Yeah. And it's one of those things where I think we were talking about this when I did the interview with y'all on Monday. Yeah. I met Rod. I was a freshman at USF. I was in my first, I was already in my major when I got to USF, and I was in my broadcast news class. The teacher was Jeanette Abrahamson, who was a producer here at WFLA. It was awesome. And then Rod comes in, and I'm like, who is this man? I need to know him. And we have been up and stuck ever since, for years. And I am so grateful to even have a person like you in my life, because you've also challenged me in so many ways, and made me think about things in different ways and approach situations in different ways. Because I can be a little riot. And it's just I'm extremely grateful
Me
for
too.
you, because like
Different
we
way.
wouldn't have Rooted in Progress here if it weren't for Rod Carter. And
I
so
appreciate that.
I love you. It's so funny when I'm out and about and people are like, do you know Rod? I'm like, girl, I'm here because of Rod. Like, man, I'm literally here because of Rod. Like, you remember the hiring process? Man.
I do. That took a minute.
Terrence, oh my God. Like, I was like, what happened? I had applied for the job and I ain't hear nothing from these people here at WFLA for like 6 months. But you know who was talking to him? Rod.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was in their face. Y'all need to hire her. Y'all need to hire her.
So,
and then I don't know, you got there and then I was like, oh, I'm leaving.
Literally. Like, I don't even think we spent a year here together.
Not even.
Well, Rod, I think you left shortly after I started. So I didn't really, I knew of you. I know you and I had talked, we had met. And so I didn't know the actual impact that you had, not only just on the station and
y'all
but
gassing me up really
surrounding
hard.
communities.
We're not gassing you up. We're just speaking that real.
I mean, listen, this city was fighting for you to stay in Tampa.
I know.
So
Literally.
It was very, very humbling. Like I didn't, well, you know, when you MC everything, people know your face.
Hello.
And you know I know. Yeah, I know you know.
Yeah.
And I always
Hello.
laugh.
Well,
I was like, people are like, will you come and MC this? I'm like, I'll MC the opening of an envelope. I don't care. I'll be there. If you need me, I'll be right there. Come on.
Say that again. You what? You'll MC the what?
Rod, I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that. I am going to steal that. So yeah, it's so funny. Even like the Facebook post that I shared today, just all of the love and all of the people like, I miss Rod.
I feel it. I do.
We should just start a petition.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should start a petition.
We could just have you on once a week, Rod. That'll get that petition started.
Okay,
that'll
so
boost our viewership.
Rod, we have a few more minutes.
Yes.
And since you are so Tampa centric, our wonderful producer
Can I say
Naisha
something
just
right
brought
quick?
in some cards.
Let me say something
What?
right quick. You know, at the start of the show, you guys talked about my hat. My boss, Mark Demopoulos, just walked in, and the first thing he did was point to his head
And say, take it off.
and laughed.
Did you say Mark
Give me a
Demopoulos?
thumbs up.
Yeah,
Rob, what do you
Mark
think about
Demopoulos.
my hat, my guy?
Oh, hey, Mark Demopoulos.
Hey, Mark Demopoulos.
Rod said, hey. We just all live talking like
Rod, and what do you think about my hat, Rod?
I actually like your hat.
Thank you, Rod.
I do.
Thank you.
Dan, come on, the hat is nice.
It's all right. Okay, go ahead. Go right on. We'll carry on.
It gives you a whole flavor, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I'm being rooted today, so just fall up off me. Straighten your face up, man.
I think I got. Okay, anywho.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give you.
You lost me on that part, but you had good.
I'm gonna give you. So we have these cards. So you've been gone. Do you know Ashley? Ashley Kane? She she works with the Tampa Museum. Go visit the museum, y'all. And she has these cards called Black Tampa Historians, and it quizzes you on Black history here in Tampa. So since we have Mr. Tampa himself,
I'm not. No,
Rod, how long were you in Tampa?
Off and on 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You should know these. Every one of them.
Okay. So we're gonna go through at least 5. Okay.
5.
Okay. It depends on how you do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this strategy stressed peaceful and measured integration. It became the hallmark of the civil rights movement in Tampa. It's A, Tampa Progressive, B, the Tampa Plan, C, Progressive Plan, or D, the Tampa Technique. I don't know this one.
So I think it's the Tampa Technique.
That is correct.
And I think it was also kind of side note as the White Hat group. It's a random question, but I think they used to do this technique, but they wore white hats. And it was Tampa was one of the few places where there was a lot of registering to vote during the modern civil rights movement in the 60s. But there was no strife. There was no fight. So it was a collection of people from across.
Come on, somebody.
races and that sort of thing came together to do that. So the Tampa technique, I got one.
You got one and came with some more information I wasn't on this card that I didn't know.
I interviewed the woman who was the president. She was a member of my church too, of the NAACP at the time. And so,
okay.
She told me all about it. Yeah. Okay. Next.
Okay. Here, let me get some cards to Terrence because he want to be involved. Okay. So the next question
I'm about to
is,
mute her.
What school in Tampa caught fire in 1940 and reopened in 1943? Middleton, Armwood, Blake, or Plant? I know this one. What school in Tampa caught fire in 1940 and reopened in 1943? Middleton, Armwood, Blake, Plant.
Plant.
No, it was Middleton.
Was it Middleton?
Yeah, it was Middleton.
So I was like hedging my bets. I knew it wasn't Armwood because Armwood's fairly new.
Yeah.
And
Blake, I feel like we would know that. Yeah.
I don't know why Plant was in there. I was like, it's got to be the wild card. So Middleton, I did not realize that.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's a hard one, Rod.
What
organization in Tampa opened a hospital, a nursing home, and ran an ambulance service in the mid 1900s? Was it A, St. Joseph, B, Tampa General, C, Lily White, or D, the Urban League?
Ashley, that ain't Black history. I don't know what.
I don't know. That I have no idea.
TGH.
Lily White. You guys ever heard of that? All right, we'll throw that one out. So
I was gonna say
we'll do our research on that.
It would have been a guess.
What's Lily
Guys, if
White?
y'all know anything about that, please put it in the group chat.
Yeah, because I never heard of that before.
Right. Okay. What is the name of the Black History exhibit located at the Tampa Bay History Center? Travails and Triumphs, Tampa Legacy Exhibit, Black Chronicles Gallery, Heritage Hall.
I think it's Heritage Hall.
No, Rod.
Dang gummit.
Travails and Triumphs.
Yeah, that's what I said. You didn't hear me.
That's what you said. Go ahead, Terrence.
Here we go. Okay. Here we go, Rod.
I'm like 1 for 4.
What parade
you started off great.
Here we go. What parade was held instead of Gasparilla in 1991 due to the racial tension in the politics? A, Emancipation Day Parade. B, Gasparilla Parade. C, MLK Day Parade. And D, Bamboleo Parade?
D.
I'm sorry?
D.
You're right. Bamboleo Parade. Am I saying that right?
I never heard of that.
I can't remember the pronunciation. Spell it for me. Maybe I can.
Bamboleo Parade. I've never heard of it.
I think it's Bambio.
Bambio.
Yeah. I think, is that it? Bambio?
I'm assuming so. I've never heard of that.
So the history of that, Gasparilla has been around for a long time, right? But not everyone was welcome to be part of that. So it was strictly one gender, one race, usually. So that's how we ended up with a lot of crews. The Crew de Libertaria is an all-Black crew. Well, I think there's some different members now, but it was started as an all-Black crew in the 90s. It was, in fact, it may have been the first one to kind of integrate the parade, but to not have that parade, since they weren't a part of it, they had that Bambio. I can't remember how to pronounce it, but I knew when I heard it, I would know what it was. And it may have been 1 or 2 times that it even happened because they did allow other people in. Like, I think the crew of Grace O'Malley is the first female crew. So that was born out of that era.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Okay. This one's easy.
But Channel 8 the Gasparilla station, so
yes.
Here we are.
Yeah, there it is.
Who was the musical artist that rented a room located at 813 Short Emery in 1947? You were here, so you should remember.
Did you say I was here? Yeah.
Stevie Wonder.
See, with that number, he may have to go.
Ella Fitzgerald, Ray Charles, Billie Holiday.
Did you say Ella Fitzgerald?
Yeah. So who's the musical artist that rented a room located at 813 Short Emery in 1947? Stevie Wonder, Ella Fitzgerald, Ray Charles, Billie Holiday.
Ella Fitzgerald.
No. Who's your second guess?
Damn it. It wasn't? No, I don't know.
Ray Charles.
Well, Ray Charles lived in St. Pete for a while, too.
Yeah,
so
I guess that was maybe before.
You know what? Ella Fitzgerald was at Jackson Street.
She was at the
Jackson
Jackson
House.
House.
The Jackson House. That's where
Yeah.
she wrote a Tisket a Tasket.
Mm-hmm. Something about a
This
yellow
is the
basket.
perfect game to play with you, Rob.
A Tisket.
Even though you got majority of them wrong, you come with some very interesting.
You know, it's
Look,
coming
history.
together.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
coming
be
together a
halfway
little
down
bit.
the street and then I realize I'm in the wrong neighborhood, but I'll be knowing.
All right,
little
here we go.
bit.
We only got a few more minutes. So,
Okay.
What community was built in the 1950s specifically for the Black population? A. Temple Terrace, B. Progress Village, C.
Progress Village.
Sulphur Springs, or D. Palm Rivers.
Progress Village.
Yeah,
I knew that one.
Progress Village. That's
I knew
interesting.
that one. And I knew it was a Temple Terrace. You know, Temple Terrace was a golf course. It was built
Which
as
one
a
was
golf.
it?
Temple
It was-
Terrace was built
the
as
answer
a
was
golf
Progress
community.
Village.
Progress Village, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
Temple Orange is what was grown in Temple Terrace. There's actually still a building there from when it was first formed.
Okay. Oh my gosh, my comments are on and people are responding. Okay, now I can see they're playing with us. Yes, please.
Oh, good.
Please,
Yes.
please answer if you know the questions. Oh, my mama got the lily one.
Well, and I have an update on the Lily White. It's an and it was not a person named Lily White. It refers instead to a political movement or faction known as the Lily White Movement, primarily within the Republican Party during the late 19th and early 20th century. Interesting.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact
here-
that you just screamed, my mama got the lily one. That was too funny. Hey,
There
Mom.
we go. Who was the first Black principal of Jefferson High School right after integration in 1971? George Edgecombe, Sam Horton, Richard Curry, Harold Clark. I wouldn't know this one.
Mm.
I think it was Dr. Horton.
You're right.
It was Dr. Horton.
I don't know him. Should I?
You can know about him, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You should know about him. But,
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
I'm trying to think, because I know Edgecombe was an attorney. He was
He's
the first
the
Black
judge. Yep. Yep.
And
That's
that
one of
Edgecombe
them.
Justice Center is named after him.
Yeah. Who was Hillsborough County's first Black judge in 1973? Yeah.
Yep.
That's George Edgecombe. And then what key civil rights event in Tampa took place in February of 1960?
The
No multiple choice here.
was it the
I was going to see if he
Woolworth?
knows it. Yeah,
Woolworth
Woolworth
sit-in.
sit-in.
Yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yep.
That one, I remember that was one of the first like stories that I did when I was here, like during Black History Month. Like I
Yep.
think my first year, I did a story on that with a gentleman who actually participated.
Mr. Clarence Fort.
Yes.
Yep. Clarence Fort.
Yes.
Arthenia Joyner was
Mhm.
also a part of it. She was a student, I think, at FAMU at the time, but was home.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's still a little placard right down in front
Mhm.
of the Woolworth, the old Woolworth downtown.
Yeah, I was so proud of that story.
I have
You
one
should
more.
be. Okay.
I have one more for you, Rob.
Look, I'm on a roll. Y'all
yeah,
can
we
stop
are. This
now.
is,
I got a couple.
This is pretty easy. What golf course was built in 1952 for the
golf
Black folks in
course.
Tampa? That's easy. I'm not going to even give you.
No, you go give me the options.
Oh, you want really?
Please,
Even
please,
I knew
brother.
this. A. Tampa Palms Golf Club.
No.
B. Rogers Park. C.
Yes.
Lincoln Golf Course. Or
Oh my
D. Fairway
gosh.
Freedom Club.
Rogers Park.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
can,
just needed to hear the name again.
Yes.
can we talk about this?
Can we?
What was the maximum capacity of Black people per school in Hillsborough County according to the 1971 desegregation plan?
Mm.
There was a maximum. I have no idea. What was it?
I don't. 40%.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Why did that exist?
I mean, you got to think. What was it?
Look at-
1942?
No, this was 1971.
1971.
Well,
In
we were just on the end of.
1971.
Yeah.
We were just
yeah.
at the beginning of really integration of public schools at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1971.
Mm.
yeah. My mom graduated in 62 from high school in Tallahassee. I think there was only like 2 classes left, 2 or 3 after her that were at that school, because then it was all integrated.
Right.
But you mean to tell me people sat at a table and said, we're going to implement a maximum capacity of Blacks that can be in schools?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
Come on now. Yeah.
well.
Roddy's like, duh.
Well, you know what the capacity was before that? 0.
There was no
Exactly.
capacity.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Correct. But like
There's
that was
a-
the step. The step was
and
like,
here-
okay, well, we can have some, but not all.
here's the tie-in to
God.
this conference, which I love. So, and this is one of the reasons why I love my fraternity. Remember the brother I mentioned who's like 94 years
Yeah.
old? His name is Dr. Dudley Flood.
Mm-hmm.
And he was instrumental during the 60s in North Carolina with traveling across the entire state to teach school systems how to integrate.
Wow.
That was his job. And there were times he said he was met with like bullets, someone fired into his car. But he did it in such an interesting way that he got another guy who was a white guy to work with him, and they worked to integrate the school system. So they went across. I mean, the man is like crazy, incredibly smart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is a beautiful way to bring in the fraternity again. Rod, any more public events? I like how you did that. You're such a journalist. What any more public events? I know there's a step show, right?
Yeah, the step show is hang on a second. I have to respond.
Is it Saturday?
I think it's Saturday night. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Step show is Friday night.
Friday night.
Where Miss International Phi Beta Sigma pageant, the International Step Show and Stroll competition is Friday night. It's at 9:30. Miss Phi Beta Sigma pageant's at 8.
Gotcha.
Okay. And can people like pull up to the convention center, get tickets, or how do people get tickets?
Yeah, you should be able to just get tickets to come in to see that. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how that happens.
Okay. Any more public events for the people?
I'm so blessed to have this little word on the bottom. It says all access. When you're working, you just go in.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a Grand Orchid Ball. That's a ticketed event.
Okay.
And that's Saturday night. And it's beautiful too. Let me tell you, one thing I love, we all the brothers wear white dinner jackets. And then it's great. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful experience.
Okay, y'all. So those who are listening, if you want to get in and experience all that Phi Beta Sigma has to offer to our community while they are here, still conducting business at the same time.
Right.
Yes, business. There are parties and stuff too that are taking place.
There are, just by the way.
They're all over the place.
If y'all want to look up, like I know 7th and Grove is hosting some stuff. Maybe look at like Coasis, Lepley's, look at, because I know another mission of majority of and shout out to Tampa, 8 of the 9 Black Greek organizations of the Divine Nine have been here in the last 2 years.
Yeah, with either a conference or regional or something.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. And they do a really good job at not only partnering but patronizing the local Black-owned businesses here in Tampa, especially in St. Pete. So,
can I throw one thing about that? We have this initiative with Phi Beta Sigma called Black Spend. So for months, things have been going out listing Black businesses that we can spend money at, and then track that money so that we'll have a good record of how much money was spent at Black businesses, not just here, but in general. We do that all year round. So all chapters, wherever they are, we try to keep an eye on that and see how much we spend in Black businesses. That's important to us.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Yes. Well, Rod, we had so much fun with you.
I'm gonna need a copy of them cards though.
Thank you for coming in clutch, even though we didn't have Dr. Yusuf, but maybe we can have him on. Do your best work for us to see if we can get him on, because I do think people are interested in hearing his story. Yeah. I want you to know that there are so many comments about people saying like, "Oh, Rod, I miss him. So good to see Rod." So whenever you get a moment, check out the Facebook page.
Rod, we can't thank you enough, man.
Yes.
Cannot thank you enough.
Seriously, all jokes aside, I'm not yanking your chain. Thank y'all.
Yes.
Because y'all have no idea how this makes me look good.
Well, we didn't have to do much, my guys. So.
In 2 years, I'll get another all access.
There you go.
We got you. We got you.
I really do appreciate you guys.
All right.
Well,
we
thank
love
you so much,
so
Rod.
good to see you. You look amazing.
Yes.
You are amazing. All the things.
Well, for our show, you owe us an in-person studio guest. So
okay, I can make that
happen.
happen.
To town. This is twice we had you on virtual, so we need to.
Y'all tape on Thursday. Go on Thursday. I will come in on a Thursday and just do this.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to hold you to it. We have this recorded, and I wrote the timestamp down. So.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay.
I learned from the best.
Rod, be blessed, man.
Don't blame yourself. All right,
Love you,
y'all.
Rod. Have a good one.
See you, brother.
Appreciate
Thank y'all for hanging with us. I know a lot of y'all just enjoyed being able to see Rod and love on him and talk to him a bit through the comments. But hey, we're back and we are live every Thursday, 9:30 in the morning. You can download our WFLA app. We'll send a push alert when we are live, and you could just click the push alert and watch there. We're also live on the WFLA Facebook page. That's where it's interactive, where y'all can join in on the games and the questions and ask our guests questions and things like that. And of course, you can also always get Rooted in Progress on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. It was good.
We need you to
hanging
like and
chatting
subscribe,
with,
folks.
Oh, yes.
We do. Please.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it was a fun show.
Y'all heard him?
Absolutely. Yes. Like and subscribe.
All right, y'all. Have an incredible week. We'll see you back here next week. Stay rooted.
Stay rooted, folks.